Hi there, my name is Matt Cole.
And I'm Brian Garrity.
And we are the producers of the Sexperts Podcast, and we're here with a very special guest. Welcome, comedian and lovely person, Brendan Kennedy.
Hi. Thanks for calling me a lovely person, too. Because there are a lot of just monsters in stand-up comedy, so it's good to be one of the good ones.
That is right, and I think everyone would agree, and that's how we met, actually, through stand-up comedy. You have... It's kind of my kryptonite, or some of my worst comedy I've ever done. Back in,
he was there?
Well, yeah, he was there for it. So that's why he's on the show.
Listening to this show
He's
before?
blackmailing me. No. What was it? We met how long? Like 8 years?
I want to say
years?
you were doing like performance stuff
Yeah.
right when I started, too. And so I was always just impressed with like you're very charismatic and energetic, and like you're willing to go to that like weird kind of like slightly insane and genius place where like you're kind of like, what the fuck how is he God damn it.
Okay. I have to live with this guy. I have to work with this guy. Can you not inflate his ego anymore?
Well, I was gonna say it's fun to watch for a few minutes, but I don't know if I want to live with
No. That was the thing, is like I couldn't even stand it. I was like, this is too much.
He was bad enough, then he got his certified professional midwife degree. No,
I'll say this about you too, and I know I'm supposed to be probably pimping my own stuff. Like,
no, we can talk about whatever.
So I started doing comedy around like September 2005.
Yeah, there's Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. And
2005?
yeah, September 2005.
Wow, that makes sense, because I was hanging out with George Booker and stuff back then. We made a video in 2006.
Yeah, you guys did a rap video.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So, but now there's all these people I know who have like started doing stand-up and like stopped doing stand-up,
Right.
and then a lot of people like consider themselves like veterans of the comedy scene after like they've been performing like 2 years. Like I remember I was at a tap house and this one guy goes like, well, I mean, like I've been doing comedy for a year now. And it was just like, fuck you. And like I don't like I feel like I haven't achieved enough like, acclaim or financial success to really, swing my dick around like a comedy veteran.
And you're humble too, which is great.
But I feel like it's good to be with somebody I know who's been grinding about as long as I have.
I hear that when it comes to stand up, like a year's nothing. But
well, they say like,
but I've been known to be like, I've been hosting my own podcast for a year now.
Oh, nice.
Actually, we'll get to your shit in a little bit, which is great. But Brian actually is going into stand up. He's taking the class at Push with Hatton. How's that going, Brian?
It's been fun. We haven't done a lot yet. I mean, we've done some, but like I haven't done any shows.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a show July 14th, 10 p.m. at Push Theater.
And we mentioned it because we want you to be there.
Okay.
I want you to be there.
I mean like as like one more audience member, or are you telling to the audience?
No, I want all my comedy heroes to be there.
I want you to give them notes, because I don't really know shit about stand-up comedy. I want you to tell
always
them.
feel so conflicted about stand-up comedy classes.
Yeah.
I feel like it definitely makes sense for improv because
Right.
it is such a weird thing. It's being forced to think on your feet. You want that supportive environment.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for stand-up, it's so much of stand-up is like learned, I think, through going in front of a crowd of people who have no fucking reason to like you at all. And then like getting them to like you and like developing that as a skill set. And I feel like a lot of people, when they take comedy classes, they learn, and like their teacher's like, yeah, dude, you're awesome. And then they have like a graduation show where they invite all their friends and family, and it's just this like celebratory thing. And they're like, wow, this is what it's like to be a stand-up comedian. And then they go, okay, I'm going to work on my next 5 minutes. And then they go to an open mic and they're like, ready, watch me drop these bombs of genius. And then people are like, what? I don't give a fuck about you. And they're like,
oh God. That's something
that won't happen to me. I'm too funny for that.
That's true.
I'm only going to your first show, Brian. You get one shot.
Well, that's because that's your friend and family.
Well, that was the other thing. Like, my buddy CB always said was just that like you always invite people to see you on stage, like when you're going to get all of your friends to come out when pretty much you're at your worst.
Yeah.
Like I think they say like you learn your voice at comedy after 10 years or so.
Oh, Jesus.
And so like,
but I've been on Facebook. I've been being funny on Facebook.
Oh,
for like 8.
I'm sure you're hilarious around the water cooler.
Brian likes
So
water.
I don't have the problem of all my friends and family coming out to my first show because I've been doing improv and sketch long enough that they don't give a shit.
Okay. See, I feel like
Oh, it's at 10? Yeah.
10 p.m., huh? Cool.
Cool. Let me know how it goes.
yeah, I think a lot of stand up is
Break a leg
just that,
tonight.
that like loneliness of oh man, I wish I could get people to like me.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that's like, for most of us. And then there's like a few people who are just genuinely talented and like
Right.
actually have complete souls and
there
just
was a-
decide to perform anyway.
If there was a title for my autobiography, it would be I wish I could just get people to like me.
Well, let's talk about what you're doing right now. First, starting off with storytelling. I mean,
Right.
that is huge. And actually, you guys have gotten a second wind, I guess, with the audience and everything.
Yeah, we good. That's
Rumor is the attendance is picking up.
yeah.
Yeah.
The kids love it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll talk about that. Like, I started. We did like I had a few attempts at doing
Yeah.
like a storytelling show around Hampton Roads. The first time I ever did it, the guy who this was at when 37th and Zen was
Yeah.
37th and Zen before it was Night of the Guana and then 37th and Zen again. This was
They should have come back as 37th and then again.
yeah.
You skipped the period where it was just iguana. Not to go all historian.
historian.
But I just remember, like, I tried to do the show, and I said to the manager who was working, I was like, "All right, can I get a microphone?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, here you go." I'm like, "Could
Yeah,
you
sounds
could you
about
turn
right.
this? Could you turn the stage lights on too?" And then just that audible. You're gonna make me do my fucking job.
Can you ask the kickball teams to be quiet?
Yeah.
No.
No.
So then like
Sorry.
we did that once, and then we did it at another place. It was where was it? So I think is it Jack Quinn's now?
Okay,
No. Now it's called. God, I've been doing comedy so long. Venues have changed names.
Now it's called the Brick House.
Anchor.
Brick Anchor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brick Anchor
Oh,
Brew
cool.
House, which I've actually done shows there before,
Yeah.
and that the food is actually really good. The management
cool.
is actually very knowledgeable and supportive of comedy.
There you go.
That was actually really awesome.
You're welcome,
And,
Brick Anchor.
This is that's like the
They should
ultimate
sponsor us.
plug.
Am I just
You
giving
could
up
sponsor us
plugs?
for $3 a week.
Ladies and gentlemen, check out Me Undies. Also, Brick Anchor Brew House.
So how'd you get hooked up with Deb then?
So that was the thing. So we did it when it was Jack Quinn's. There was a top floor that they were just calling Hooligans as kind of like a separate entity. And my friend was managing it. We did it there for a little while, and we had a few good nights. And then like they wanted to do it as a weekly thing, which is really hard to like
Yeah.
source stories from like everybody every week.
Jesus. That'd
So
be a nightmare.
Yeah.
What are we? The moth?
So then we were at what is it called? Belmont.
Okay.
Belmont, and then Deb actually came out and told a story, and she was actually really supportive. And then that eventually, like, I just had one night where I wasn't really good about like getting a lot of people to come out and tell stories. And this one guy went up and told me he was going to do some like stand-up-y stuff. I'm like, well, there's a storytelling. She's like, oh, no, it's cool. Then he just did 5 minutes, just awful dick-eating like stand-up. To the point where, and that was like, most of the time the manager never paid attention to the
Yeah.
show. And this was like the one time she's like, all right, I'm going to see what this is.
Yeah.
And she was watching, and then like she sent me a message afterward, like, if this is what you're doing. And I couldn't even argue with like, no, it's usually better. Like, it was so
Like,
bad.
yeah,
I was
it
like,
was
no,
bad.
you fucking got me. Like, if you're going to cancel after any show, like this was the show. And then people would kind of like, people who had gone to these shows kind of would send me messages and be like, hey, you should do this again. I was like, yeah, I know, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But, and then slowly, like enough people got into it. And then Deb, who is like one of those people who is actually like both like talented and also capable as a human being.
Yeah.
She's one of those rare people who has artistic interests, but actually is a functional.
Yeah. You can get shit done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she kind of like took over that half of the things. And so I think that's been like the key to the success.
So how long have you guys been doing this show now? I was trying to think about
Been
that.
3 years. More than
2 or 3 years. Yeah.
The whole
That's-
time. The whole time the theater's been open.
That is like a really long running show. Congratulations on that. Like,
Thanks.
I don't get to come see it often because I'm like Friday, Saturday, just like I blow myself out. I blow myself basically, and then Sunday I was like I just want to rest.
Hashtag humble brag.
But yeah, but comedy.
The secret is you put your back on the bed and then walk your feet down the wall.
if he could blow himself, he
Brian's taking
probably
notes
wouldn't
over
be
here.
hosting the show.
I used to be able to do that. Let's not talk about that. I used to be able to do that. I just want to throw that there. But yeah, congratulations on that. And every time I see
All
it,
right,
it's
no,
like really,
just the whole thing, or like just the head.
just the head, just the head. I don't want to.
Okay.
That's
Anything past the head, it is kind of gay.
Brian.
All right,
Brian's-
Cole, you don't have to show us now. We believe you. We believe you. Stop.
This is a podcast.
Stop.
But yeah, every
That
time
would
I
be
see
great.
it,
Just
it's
hear
great.
something slam on the table.
The and the audience loves it. It's like there are some regulars there who enjoy. Like they come every month. And when is it, by the way?
It's the third Sunday of every month.
Third Sunday of every month at 7.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What do you do on months there aren't 3 Sundays?
Wait a minute,
damn,
that's
wait.
impossible. There's no.
Wait a minute. You and what else?
Well, I was going to say
What
what I
else?
love about that show.
Yeah.
Is that like it's a comedy theater, and like my background is completely in making people laugh, and I get uncomfortable trying to show that other side of my persona
Yeah.
where I'm like, I'm going to talk about something really heartfelt. It either just
Right.
seems like I'm faking it or shallow or whatever, because I'm not good at that. But like I also appreciate the fact that the show has a lot of moments that are very like heartfelt and
Yeah.
touching and tear jerking and just full of emotion, where I've been in that position of like where I'm hosting the show and I'm getting choked up at somebody else
Yeah.
telling a story, and I'm like, keep it together, Brendan. You got to tell them that a break is coming up and to visit the wiener hole.
You just listed every reason why Cole stays home and blows himself. He can't handle that sort of
I
intimacy.
can't handle emotion. No, I was actually working the Wiener Hall, the last one, and it happened to unfortunately fall on Father's Day, so there weren't a whole lot of people. But like the people who told stories were telling just heartbreaking stories about their fathers. I was like, Jesus Christ! And it's great because like the people I see around the
Were
theater.
my kids there?
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Don't tell my daddy I'm here. But it is great to hear them, like you said, like open up because I don't see that side of them. So yeah, check that out. And then what else are you doing in stand up and other?
So stand up is kind of like a weird animal. I'm more often than not at the open mic at the Tap House. That's where I think I like to work out. It's
Nice.
Every Tuesday on what about 10 o'clock? So it's after trivia. So sometimes trivia runs long. It's
And
whatever.
do you host that or somebody else?
Somebody else runs
Okay.
that. That's
haven't
Jack Saladino who runs that. But also there's Kazi's out in Newport News.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing a show out there tonight. So the people who are listening to this are probably sorry you missed it, but it was awesome. But
It went really well. I saw it already.
it's actually
I
gonna
couldn't
be
go. I stayed home and blew myself.
it's going to be an improvised stand-up show.
Oh, okay.
So basically,
I did that once with you.
oh yeah. Oh, I was terrible at that, and you were so much better than me that night. But now you took a class, so
And
you're
so now-
gonna no. But what was I going to say? There's I love that show because like depending on your suggestion, it can be amazing and you can just riff and be funny. Or I think one night I did that improvised stand-up show at the Push, and the suggestion I got was Richard Pryor, which like come on,
Yeah.
like you're gonna give me one of the gods of like
Yeah, that's tough. Shit. What did you get? Brian got like balls or something.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I just crushed it.
But you know, improv tip.
please sir.
Oh, great.
Richard Pryor reminds me of Brewster's Millions, which reminds me of Money. I'm talking about Money for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Oh my God. Wow, Brian.
So if you,
You
win,
should sell-
So you
if
went
you
A
win,
to B to C to D.
as long as you take the audience on the trek,
Okay.
it's still improv.
That's
God.
true.
Anything else we can see you in? Anything?
So I do a YouTube channel that I've been really lazy about uploading to.
I've never seen it before, so I want to.
A nickname that I had gotten in the past was BK Stank. And
And I just stuck.
it started off as just like a thing to say, like I don't know, but then like I rationalized it
Yeah.
as that like when like you know how sometimes you invite people on Facebook to
Yeah.
events
Yeah.
as a fellow performer,
Yeah.
and you'll
Favorite part.
Back
you'll
when I-
invite
back when I had
900 people, and then you see like 800 attending, and you're like, oh fuck, we're gonna sell this place out. And
Obviously.
then you get there and it's just buttless seats.
And my mom.
Why, did you get your mom to show?
Your mom is not on Facebook.
I'm talking about 5 years ago.
And so, yeah, so I referred to that phenomenon as the BK stank. The stank had set in. So that's what I call the YouTube channel. And like I enjoy powerlifting. So I talk about powerlifting on my channel, and I like to geek out over beer. And so I would just do vlogs where I would just drink a beer and talk about it and just kind of
Sounds cool.
riff as a.
I want to check that out.
That's one way to not drink alone.
Yeah. All right, YouTube viewers, go ahead and leave me feedback in the comments so I'm not alone. Sigh.
What kind of beers are you into right now?
I think there's like so many things out there. Beer is at a weird place now where there are things that like nobody was doing.
Right.
Like nobody made sours 5 years ago. You had to like track them down. Now it's like every place. It's like, oh yeah, like you don't have a sour. Pff, are you even in a brewery? You know, and
that
then
sucks as a trend right now. I don't like sours.
They're okay. I
liked them when they were rare, but now I'm sick of them.
Well, that's the thing now. Now seems like every single brewery is putting out like this is our our Brettanomyces fermented fucking bourbon barrel aged sour, and we've also used wine grape barrels and blah blah. And it's like, that's a really cool idea if only one of you guys was doing it. But now it's like, I don't know. It's like they've taken. And then like there's all the stuff where everybody's like, well, this is unfiltered and cloudy, and it's like, oh, okay,
sweet.
How does it taste? And I don't know. I like just really monstrously hoppy and bitter IPAs, but I also like really malty lagers. But I think it kind of depends on like my mood and the weather a lot.
Yeah, we're starting a new podcast right now. Just talking about malt.
We're gonna call it BK's Drink.
Yes. Oh, Brian's on fire.
I won't lie. That sounds like an amazing podcast where you just get drunk and like. I think one thing I've wanted to do for sure is actually do just test my own palate out and do the brown bag thing where somebody else puts beers into bags and then I try to guess what it is. And
that's
price.
Urine. I would do that. I would drink urine
for a free podcast.
Straight from the tap, Brian.
Yeah. This is not even talking about beer anymore. This is just your own kink.
Is that why you were? Is that what gave you the inspiration to learn to blow yourself? Trying to drink your own urine?
I got too close.
I want guys to kick me in the balls 7 times and call me their bitch.
After 7 years of trying to pee into my own mouth, I decided to become flexible enough just to put my own mouth on the spigot.
Anything else that you're into? It's been wonderful to talk to you. I think we got to get to the episode.
Have I been a good podcast guest? Because I know sometimes like I used to do a podcast, and that is bad when you have the people who are just like
Oh, I was going to ask you, is it still around or you?
So it's still online, but we haven't recorded in forever.
Well, get that going again. I want to hear that. I'm going to check out your I'm going to check out your YouTube channel because I haven't seen that. All right. Well, let's get to the episode. Thank you again for being on here.
It's a pleasure.
All right. See you.
Peace.